What's up, guys? Welcome to February seminar on Deskercise. I want to start our session already. Let's get it moving, yeah? And then we'll go through some slides to actually help you build a strategy around what you can do on the daily stuff to really help you get out of your seats. We'll talk about why should you even care about this because it is really important for your body. So let's do this, yeah? If you're sitting, stand up. You'll need a chair because we're going to do some of the stretches with one, and then bring some water. It's a good routine already to get into to have water with you throughout your day, period. But when you're moving, where you're like, "Ooh, I'm going to take 5 minutes to stretch," take a couple sips of water because your body will be more receptive to what you do with it if you're hydrated versus if you're not. Yeah. And then here we are. Good job showing up. Good job moving your body. Start with just a regular stand. Separate your feet so they're about hip width. They're facing forward. Inhale, lift your chest and rotate your hands forward. And then keeping them in this plane, inhale, hands go all the way out overhead, thumbs touch. And then release it all the way down. Two more like that. Lift up, thumbs touch. Stay there for a second. And then release. Last one. Inhale, thumbs up. Exhale, release. Interlace your hands behind your back. Drive your knuckles down. What I'm looking for is for the shoulder blades. For these guys, when I drive knuckles down, they roll up and back, they open. Just hold that and breathe. We're working through the top of our body first. If you sat all day and we're going to talk about posture, some of these things are really helpful because posture doesn't come from, it's not that your back is weak, yeah? It's that your front is so tight because daily we're like this. And so opening and lengthening and holding it in that space is really helpful to reverse what you do for the sitting part. And that's also why it's so terrible for us to sit as much as we do, because whatever we repeatedly do, we become, and then that's what we become, the little shrimp curled over in pain. Take one more breath. All right, release your hands. Fingertips come to your shoulder pad. We're still at the top. Roll circles forward. You don't need very much space. You don't need to change into different clothes to just move your body around in a way that feels good. Roll it back. Cool. Release your hands and shake them out. A little bit of circulation back, excuse me, back in. Rotate, 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 rotate. Flip them a little. I like rotate my hands in and out. Fingers are loose. And I know it feels funny, but it's awesome for your arm to get that like joint rotation in the little sockets. All right, you guys. Okay, let's move it down to now more mid-back. Find your chair and take a seat. I'd like for you to sit at the edge of your seat, and even if it rolls, it's all good. Just like sit firmly on the edge. Yeah. Right hand finds the bottom of your left knee. Left hand finds anything you can hold on to behind you to kind of anchor you in, and then sit up tall. Breathe in. On your exhale, twist your way back. Try to look past your left shoulder, and then this left knee right here, it pushes against your hand to anchor you right there. Good. Same idea, other side. Left hand comes around to find the outside of your right knee. Your right hand's behind you, anything you can hold on to, and then sit up tall. Breathe in. Exhale, rotate back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right knee, push into your hand, push out, out, out. They're equally gripping one another. Okay, one more on each side. Rotate, twist, switch. Breathe in. Push and twist. And switch. Left hand, right knee. You find the chair, breathe in and twist. Stay for a breath or two. Good. Stand your way up. We're still working midsection. Come all the way up out of your seat. Good. Hands wrap around like you're giving yourself a hug. Watch this. Right hand finds your left shoulder. Left hand goes underneath, and then hands walk their way back as far as you can, give your body a hug. Your right elbow should be on the top. Yes? Okay. Separate your feet. From here, start to do ribcage circles. Open back and around. Start it to the right. Roll right, elbows up, roll left, elbows down. Let's go 2 more. Great mobility for your spinal joints. Every little vertebrae gets a good stretch around. Finish 1 more. We connect this with the chest expansion. Hands unwrap, interlace them. You have been here before. Open. 1 more breath. Thank you, pecs. And then release and rewrap. This time, left elbow is on the top. Right hand goes underneath, and then walk your hands close. Find your stance. With your feet being a little bit more apart than narrow, this gives you better balance as you roll. You're steady. Bend your knees, and then roll left. Roll. Oh. 1. 2. Do not hold your breath. Deep breaths. Oh, very good. And then finish it here. Release, interlace. My shoulder pads felt that. Knuckles drive down to your 3rd chest expansion. Open your ribs. And then deep breath, because the bigger you inflate it, the more the front of your chest will stretch to. Better posture. 1 more. Very good. Release and shake it. Thanks, shoulders. Okay, we need the back of your chair. Ideally, this is a chair that does not roll. If it does, can you put it against something? You could like go right against the wall or something like that. Yeah, so you can push against it. It'll look like this. You'll go 2 hands on the edge, right foot forward, left foot step back, and then you want to push against the chair just enough so you can work that calf down. Do a bunch. Heel up and down. Up and down. Yeah. Okay. Finish the one you're on, push your heel down, and then press. And then here's why this is, as we'll talk about in the slides of like, when should you do something like this? Think like lower half of midday, like top of the afternoon. Why? Because in the morning, you're usually pretty good. And then what most of us talk about is like towards the end of the day, like your energy plummets. And we'll talk about why, but this will boost your energy so you can totally get through the second half of your day without feeling dreadful, super tired, or just depleted. Cool, step up and switch. Whew. Left foot stays in the front. Right foot step back pretty far, enough where you can go push down, down, down. And then the calf works up and down, up and down. Do a bunch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, finish the one you're on. Push it down and hold it. My hands are here to just push. You could honestly do this against the wall too, or a door that doesn't open that way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Oh yeah. Step up, shake them out. Take a seat. Okay, it's a seated figure 4. Sit towards the edge of your seat. Yeah, and then sit up nice and tall. I'm not against the back. Find your ankle and put it on top of the knee. From here, your hand will help to just guide it down and then sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up. There you are. It's a figure 4 hip stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. If this feels good, just hold it. If you want a little more, roll your right ankle. It's so energizing to move your limbs around because you get better circulation, your joints stay healthier, they're more mobile because you move them in ways that they're able to. And that's really the rule with your body. It doesn't have to be a hard ass workout every time, but if you don't move it, you lose it. Use it or lose it. Use it or lose it. That's really it. Reverse your circle. Oh. And so we just have to find, like, if you're busy as hell, you just have to still remember that you're a person and you got to be able to move. So we just find ways that works. That's really all it is. We just play with new stuff. Uncross and cross. Left ankle on top, open the knee. Press this guy down, sit up tall and breathe. I'd like for you to feel it like mainly right around here. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you breathe through your nose, it helps to calm the body down. You can stay or ankle roll. Hey, Koa, can you not eat it? Thanks. He's looking to get into something. Roll it back. Very good. Release. Stand up. This is our last one. Okay, if you know that you have a tight low back / hamstrings, do this one first. Hands interlace, put it behind your noggin, open your chest. The strength of your neck will hold your hands back from here. Your feet are hip width, knees are unlocked, and your back, it cannot round. You have to keep it nice and long. Hinge out of your hip, look at your toes, and then push your way back up. Not very much faster than that. It's called a good morning hinge. Hinge and lift. It opens up the hamstrings that tighten up your back. Cool. That can be you for like 10 more of those. Or if you want to come with me, go right heel kickstand forward. Left foot still underneath you. Sit into the left and lengthen to the right as you hinge. Your right tiptoes are pointing up. The same rule for your back though. It still cannot round. And then you just step in, step out, alternate. Hinge. Oh my God. Step in, step out. Collectively, let's do 6 more. That's 1. 2. 3. Oh, that's so tight in my left hamstring. 4. 5. Oh. Release. And Deskercise complete. How easy was that to do it right where you are? It really is like, it's simple as that and it's fun as that. Because if you did most of that, I bet that A, felt good, and B, that it wasn't difficult for you to do. Here's the thing that I think most people have a hard time with, is it's like another freaking thing that now I gotta add him into my routine or start doing, right? And here's where I want to help you with this. These little sessions are here. You could replay this over and over again. Great. But also, if you go on demand, it's free. There's literally 7 days. So every day, a 5 to 6 minute stretch, just like that. There's also longer ones, whereas it's a 7-day longer ones where it's like 15 to 20 minute stretches if you want to do that. But you've got resources. That's the goal here, is that you don't have to like think about one more thing that you got to do. It's something that you look forward to doing. So we're going to switch gears. I'd like for you to stand up and then stay standing. If you have a sit stand rest, I'm going to raise mine too. We go standing up. Get some water. And then let's go through a strategy. How could you make this a daily thing in a way that is actually fun for you and it's not overwhelming? Cool. Hi. All right, guys. If you like that, can you also let me know? Write a comment wherever you're watching this. If you're on demand, then there's a little comment box and go, this felt good, or anything that comes to mind, anything that you're like, hey, I was confused about that, or talk to me. Yeah. Okay, here we go, guys. We are going to go through This. We don't want to share. We're on a slideshow. Boom. Okay. Um, Here we go one more time. If you're watching this and you want me to send you these slides, can you send me an email or a message and then I'll get them to you? Yeah. But while you're standing up, let's go through this. And if you like to take notes, that's also very helpful. So this is where a notebook could come in handy. February exercise, guys. Here's the thing. Let's just briefly talk about, because I think if you're already watching this, then you have a pretty good idea of sitting is not too great for you. So let's talk about the impact of too much sitting on your posture, because that's really what like most of us want to make sure that longevity wise, even when we get to like 70, 80, 90, like our posture is still good. Our bodies are still happy because we didn't wear it down by the repetition of what we did throughout life. And when you do sit too much, it could definitely cause muscle imbalances, which means that one side is a little shorter than the other, that it alters like the way of your hip is. And sometimes it'll even go to the length of then it causes hip misalignments that leads to like chronic pain that could even lead to surgery. Like it really is like such a slippery slope. And we don't think about how much sitting we do and then how detrimental that is later down the line. So, the consequences can be increased strain, lower back pain for sure. And this is why, because if you feel, actually put your hands on your body, you know where your hamstrings are. It's the back of your legs, from the back of your knee running up through the back of your leg, underneath your butt cheek into your low back. And so when you sit, that guy gets pressed on so it doesn't get very much circulation. It's almost like sitting on a foam roller all the time, but then also it's in a shortened position. And so it doesn't get much blood and it's short. And if it stays like that for a lot of people sit consecutively, and I mean, I know we like get up and pre and stuff, but consecutively for like 8 to 12 hours, and that's so much to then daily do. And then your hamstring in that position. And when you stand up, this guy is supposed to go whoop to support your movement, but it doesn't because it's been locked in. And so that's why it gives you back pain. So moving around to prevent it tightening up, or if it's already tight, stretching it so it doesn't get any tighter. Highly recommended. And so we'll talk about the little things that you can do out throughout you. The little things that you can do throughout the days is the prevention of standing breaks. And so let's break that down. How should we even think about this? And I thought that this is so helpful to even I was like in my mind as I was writing this, like thinking, how helpful would it be on like the day you get hired that someone does like the onboarding for you where you're like, this is our working culture. Like, here's a routine of like when you come into your office, you start by standing for 10 minutes. Like when you're beginning to check your emails and whatever it is that you got to do for the day, you start by like standing up tall and starting for the day. Yeah. And then throughout the day, having mindfulness around every 30 to 60 minutes, alternating between that. And you don't have to stand for a super long time. Like you don't got to stand there for a whole hour. Just 5 to 10 minutes stretch breaks is really helpful because it is like pennies to a million as you start to add it up. If I did, let's say 15 minutes 4 times, I shaved an entire hour of me sitting out of my day. And that starts to make a difference if you do that twice, right? That's 2 hours that I didn't sit today. And now maybe I'm looking at 6 hours of sitting instead of eight. Um, there's things you can avoid, like you have to be able to sit in your car and drive if you're commuting, that you're not standing in there, but little things that you can do to avoid for the excessive amount of time. So morning routine. Um, Start your day by walking into the office and like I start by standing. It almost could almost like here we are, right? Midday routine. At lunch break, I think it's really important to note that you don't eat lunch at your desk because then it's really easy to go, cool, here I am, I get my stuff, and then I take it back, and then I'm sitting as I'm eating. And then that also just adds more hours of I sat all day. So lunch break up, you go somewhere else. And maybe that's a good idea if like you're somewhere nice, like go outside. You walk your way down the stairs to bring your lunch and then get some fresh air, sit in the sun. Um, I like the social aspect of like when you're at work, like you're so locked in, right? And even though you're with people, sometimes it doesn't really feel like there's anybody else around you. And it's a really nice mental break too, to then just say hi and maybe talk about little chit chat, something about other than work, a little bit more connection, a little bit more community in there too. Also gets you up and away from your desk. So midday, not eating lunch at your desk, I think is a good practice. And then an afternoon, every hour, sometimes even like if it comes to like every 2 hours, make it a point that you stand up and you're doing something standing up. And this is where I think the afternoon after lunch is where the stretch break could be really helpful for you. So again, all those classes that we've got, the 6 minute ones to the 10 minute ones to the 15 minute ones, everything that we also just did, you can do at your desk. And this is what it will help you with. As your day goes, your energy starts to plummet because when you sit, your body isn't breathing as rapidly than like we just did, right? And that also means that you're not making very much energy. So your energy levels are like, wah, wah, wah. And by the end of the day, you're like, I'm exhausted. If you do a couple minutes of that, what it helps with is A, you're breathing more. So you're getting more oxygen flow throughout your body. You're releasing some of the tension that we did with the sitting. And so your body just naturally feels a little more open, a little more free. And it really then like kind of drops you into then your evening where hopefully you transition out of work into then like life. And then you're still a person that you're able to do all of this, right? So this is where I would put some kind of a stretch break. Yeah. Then we got the end of the day routine. And I found this really helpful too, is the same way you start work of like, all right, I'm standing up to kind of set up for my day. I also stand up to then finish and say goodbye to my day. And it's a nice transition. And I thought of this kind of for people also who like, if you work from home a lot, I do, it's a nice transition to then like from your work hours to then like your home hours. Cause it's a different, I feel like commuting to work is controversial, right? Like there's this, there's that. But if there's one good thing to commute is it kind of puts a period at the end of your workday, and then you have however long your commute is to kind of buffer down and then get home and then be home. Like it's a little bit of a mental shift versus if you work at home, it's really difficult to turn it off and then transition into your day because like you're right here and there's a one more thing that I could do and then one more thing you could do. So then having this routine of like, I start my day standing up, but then I also end my day standing up where everything is up. And then this is where like, okay, my last couple, I'm finishing up this, I'm finishing up this, I'm setting like reminders for tomorrow that I still gotta finish. And then I'm done transitioning out to hello, I'm home. I think that's a really nice period at the end of the day. So to review, and how easy is this? You start your day by standing. That's when you start checking in your emails and getting everybody in. Yeah. Then you have a routine of not sitting much more than an hour and just like standing up every once in a while. Great. And little bits like I spoke about, like 4 times 15 minutes shaves out a whole hour. Going away for lunch. Yeah. Find a different spot, walk somewhere. There's also a lot of studies around after you eat, instead of you sitting back down, letting your body digest, if you go for a really easy, really light 10-minute walk, you actually digest and process the food you already ate much better. So, bonus benefits, you get a couple extra steps in. Then you come back from your day and you still do the sit stand alternating, but this is where I would add in some kind of a stretch break for you. Yeah. Wellesley On Demand, if you click on there, tons on there, easy. And then I do think like a helpful tool is then to really like finish your day with, all right, I'm wrapping up, stand up, goodbye, on to the next. I really try to think like, how can we make this easy process, something that's like a routine that I can easily hang on to and be mindful of, but it doesn't feel like an actual like to do on your shoulders out of your busy day already. And then if you do this, and then here's some tips. Setting a timer is really helpful, I think. Like if you're like, fuck, I'm not going to remember all that all the time. Cool. Set a little like timer on your phone or on your laptop or whatever you're working on to go every however long, ding, 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 and then you stand up. It's a nice reminder. And then once you get in the habit of that, you can turn that off. And then very simple movements. It doesn't have to be a full workout for it to really count, just like we started session with. Then let's talk about why should you even care about any of this? Why should you want to do this? Um, it's for you because I really think of this, guys. You are a human being, and sometimes we need a reminder that you're not a piece of plastic. You're also not a plant. You're not rooted. As a human being, we're designed for movement. And it's essential that your daily routines, what you repeatedly do, reflects that. Otherwise, it'll reflect something very different that's very not desirable. So, adding these little simple things throughout your life really is helpful for you to, when you're free and ready to go and you can go play with the world and you got all the resources available, then your body can actually keep up with that. Or that if you have kiddos, you can keep up with them for a really long time. So, benefits of a very simple routine like this. It certainly helps to improve your posture. You'll be much happier with that. Your energy will be much better because you're not collapsed in there all day, but you're getting more movement and energy, you're breathing more. It does reduce health risks, the things that I blabbed about in the very beginning, and it can very much spiral. So we're making sure we're not getting very much of that. It does help to increase productivity because it almost puts like a structure around your day. And it's proven that we function really well with like routines and structures and repetition. And then it does support your muscle health, your immune, it's just so much more. The list goes on and on and on. But at least there's a couple that I could be like, yeah, I should really do this. Cool. Um, Thank you very much for playing, guys. So here's what I want to talk to you about. Entire February, and when this is being recorded, whenever you watch this, it's February 7th, and you've got an entire month of every day, there's a new stretch on demand. It's 5 to 8 minutes, desk stretches. Some like build on top of one another from day one to day two. It's fun to follow along, and now you know where you should, could, would implement it into your day. The first 7 days of the 28-day death stretches is free. So you can literally just go on there and then you have a week worth of that and you could rinse and repeat. If you're interested in membership options, then click on shop. And I do have now a new on-demand hybrid coming up. So email me if you're interested in something different. If there's anything that I can help you with, or you really just want to chat or a consultation, I'd be very happy to. Cool. Guys, I hope you find these helpful. If there's anything else, please hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you in the next seminar or in classes. See ya.